This is the Kersal Massive, the rap group that took the internet by storm in 2006. The video went viral, getting hundreds of thousands of views in the first few months of its upload. The video has millions of views shown to people through different sites on the internet, and if you quote the lyrics, people know what you're talking about. The video has inspired a lot of fan recreations and remixes on YouTube, and the video is over 14 years old, meaning that it's older than quite a lot of my friends that I know. But I'm here to answer a question which a lot of people have had on their minds over the past few years. What happened to them? Before we go any further, I want to take a moment to talk about this video. I'm assuming the reason you're watching this right now is because you're interested in the whereabouts of these guys. But for those who have never seen the video, you're about to learn a whole lot about these guys. First of all, let me introduce you to the 3 stars of the video. This is C-Mac. C-Mac is the leader of the group. The official name of the group is called the Kersal Massive, although they are often called the Kersal Massive. C-Mac raps most of the song, talking about cars, hoes, and money. This is Little Kev. Little Kev raps what is probably the most popular line in this entire song.
Got on the bus with me day saver, smoke the reefer in the corner.
Little Kev and C-Mac are the main part of the song, but a very important role is taken by their friend Ginger Joe, who is sat in the corner.
Over there in that corner it's our boy Ginger Joe, yeah, we don't fuck about.
Joe's lines only consist of 4 words, yeah man, yeah man. The video overall is actually very impressive, especially since it was made by 3 kids in a shed. I highly recommend watching the original video, but anyway, let's see what they've been up to. 2006 remains one of the biggest years for Kersal Massive. There were countless covers made over the year and a few remixes thrown into the mix. But one of those videos stood out from the rest of them. One of those videos people remember as being just as popular as Kersal Massive at the time. 14 years ago, a YouTube channel by the name of JPalm uploaded a video called Kersal Massive vs Kersal Massive 1 out of 3. The video itself is a parody of Kersal Massive, replacing the Kersal with the laundry product Persal. In the video they reference washing machines, soap, and they even replace Ginger Joe with Ginger Fro.
Over there in the corner we got our man Ginger Fro.
A lot of people really enjoyed this video, and people will always reference them whenever Kersal Massive was brought up in conversation. But just as it reached December of 2006, the biggest thing for Kersal Massive would be an article made by The Guardian. The article was titled "Mini Rappers Cause Internet Stink," proving that the video was still popular in 2006, but it would still gain views in the years ahead. The article reads, "KM's video is one of the most popular on YouTube. Since it was recorded and filmed earlier this year, it has been watched more than 100,000 times and spawned in excess of 90 imitations and remixes, and yet it cost absolutely nothing." This short paragraph shows us 2 things. First of all, the video was one of the most popular videos on YouTube at the time with over 100,000 views. This video, made by 3 kids in a shed, became one of the first ever viral videos on YouTube.
Got on the bus with me day saver, smoke the reefer in the corner.
And we are also told that there were more than 90 imitations and remixes. To say this is 2006 and it took a year to get 100,000 views, it's still really popular. Sadly, this article mainly focuses on the fact that the video costed nothing to make, so we don't get any more information on the video or who the kids were. We then move on to 2007, where, if I'm completely honest, not a lot really happened. Apart from the low quality covers, there were a few articles made on Kersal Massive in 2007, but quite a lot of them were top 10 lists and didn't give us any information. Tech Digest made a top 10 list of the best covers of Kersal Massive, but a lot of them were very low quality and had a lot of dislikes. And 2007 is where everything sort of went silent. But after scrolling through YouTube for a while after searching for Kersal Massive videos, I found one that stuck out to me. One of these videos that was made in 2007 got my hopes up for a little bit. The video is titled Kersal Massive at Manchester Central, and with a quick glance at the video, nothing seems out of the ordinary until you look at the thumbnail. The person in this image really looks like C-Mac from the original Kersal Massive. Everything about his face makes sense. He looks just like C-Mac. But after looking at the video description, I didn't believe that it was him. The description reads, "Me and my home dogs doing the Kersal Massive at the Arctic Monkeys gig at Manchester Central." The description doesn't suggest that this is the real Kersal Massive, and after having a better close-up look at the person I thought was C-Mac, I realised that it wasn't. It's very hard to tell what's going on in the video since it's very low quality and there's a lot of people screaming in the background. But after looking at this video a few times, I can tell that this is not the Kersal Massive. And even if this was C-Mac, the rest of the group just wasn't there. The other few videos that caught my eye didn't really give me any information. Quite a lot of the videos that I looked at were just remixes and mashups from the summer of 2007. But then I found one video that changed everything.
My name's Kevin Powder and you've just tripped over an A&R god. Pick yourself up and gobble. Blah, 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 blah.
I had found myself a 3-minute clip including the real Kersal Massive. The video is called Kersal Massive Meet Kevin Powder. The video was uploaded on the 11th of June of 2007. And in this video, a fictional character by the name of Kevin Powder goes to meet the real Kersal Massive at their house. And this is when we find out a chunk of information.
HSBC, we do them grass. We've got the money because we know how to rap.
They're like a white M&M, only there's 3 of them. Eminem.
They've had 300,000 hits and they shot it in a shed.
By the 11th of June of 2007, the video had over 300,000 hits just on YouTube. The video had definitely been shown on other sites and through other sources, so we don't know the exact number of people that watched this video, but it was already very popular. When Kevin Powder enters their house, we see the Kersal Massive just a year after the video was first published on YouTube. But here's where we get a ton of information.
This is our Jordan, my nephew. How you doing? Ginger Joe. Ginger Joe. This is Callum. Alright,
C-Mac, yeah.
C-Mac.
Yeah. Hey, no one got any shit on us, yeah. Tell them how the fuck it is, Joe, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Peace. All massive, you know how we do
Kevin
it.
Powder.
Cut that shit,
I fucking got in it. I'm in it.
The 3 things we learn from this video are very important. First of all, the person that is introducing Kevin Powder to the Kersal Massive is actually Ginger Joe's uncle. We know this because when he's talking to Kevin Powder, he says, "This is our Jordan, my nephew."
This is our Jordan, my nephew.
But the most important part about this is that we find out Ginger Joe's real name. For as long as I'd known about this video, I had always believed that Ginger Joe's real name just had to be Joe. But here we find out that it's Jordan. The second thing we learn isn't as big, but it's still just as important. If you was to guess what C-Mac's real name is, you'd probably assume that it was Callum, but here we get a confirmation when Ginger Joe's uncle introduces Kevin Powder to C-Mac.
This is Callum. Alright,
C-Mac, yeah.
And we now know with absolute certainty that C-Mac's real name is Callum. And the third thing we find out from this video is a lot smaller than the other details. This piece of information isn't directly linked to anything that anybody has said, but when Ginger Joe comes on the video to say his lines, we get a glimpse at his facial features and what he actually looks like. This is important because if we were in a room of people and Ginger Joe happened to be there, we could now tell which one was him. And that is everything we gathered from 2007. 2008. When you think of 2008, what comes to your mind? Heath Ledger passed away, Coldplay released Viva La Vida, and Obama was elected as president. Well, I was only 2 years old at the time, so the only thing I know about it was a radio show presented by Chris Moyles. I didn't know about it at the time, obviously, but I found it a few weeks ago. And after finding a website which included the running order for the show, I discovered that the Kersal Massive were on it. When reading the running order on the 19th of August 2008, I found out that Dave Vitti, a radio presenter that worked alongside Chris Moyles, was introduced to Callum, Kev and Jordan on the show. And after scrolling to the top of the page, I found a listen button. I clicked it, but the show wasn't available on BBC iPlayer. I searched on Google for the show to see if I could find it on some website, but it wasn't available. I found a clip of the show from the same day on YouTube, but it was with an interview of someone that I didn't really care about. Most things I found were from his newer shows, and they weren't any use. And then I found a website, chrismoyles.net. I clicked on the full show downloads and went over to the recordings from 2008, and from there I filtered it by month, and then I clicked on the very date, the 19th of August 2008.
Yeah, Dave, move your body, Dave. Come on, that's right. Woman that I love. I had to go and watch the Kersal Massive again on YouTube yesterday because it was in my head from yesterday's show. And you still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, no.
I'll show it to you. I'll play a record. I'm going to show it to you now after the air.
Okay.
Kersal Massive is hilarious. Kick it, Kev. You will love it. You really will.
After listening to the entire show waiting for the Kersal Massive to appear, I found out that they were sadly not on the show. Chris and Dave only ever discussed the video. I spent ages trying to find the show and didn't get what I thought I was promised. But it wasn't over yet. Five years had passed when 2011 came around. Little Kev, Ginger Joe and C-Mac were now adults. But after almost half a decade, the only appearance from the group outside the original video was very brief. The guys were off the grid. They had only been seen on camera twice during their time they had with their internet fame. Practically nothing happened between 2008 and 2010. While the video was still gaining views, the overall hype around the video had died down massively. Over 500,000 views, an actual fan base dedicated towards them, yet it feels like they didn't want it. And I'm not sure if I can blame them. Nobody plans on going viral. And after a Know Your Meme page was made for the Kersal Massive, we find out that the original video wasn't even uploaded by the kids. The video was an attempt to win a BMX, but the video was leaked, and nobody apart from Kevin Powder had really posted an update on the group. But 2011 was the next big thing. A video on the 27th of June 2011 which was uploaded by Mr. Skillful, the video being a recording of someone's TV screen. I couldn't find the original video on YouTube, but it's possible that it may be out there. But who made the video? Some people in the video mentioned that they're waiting for Brett to appear. Of course, I can't just Google Brett and expect him to come up. It just takes me to Google Translate for some reason. But luckily, at the very end of the video, we see a credit screen. Brett Domino. Brett Domino is the alter ego of musician and comedian Rob J. Maiden. As Brett Domino, he is a YouTube musician and internet celebrity from Chesterfield. He is best known for his YouTube videos in which he plays covers, medleys and original songs on various musical instruments, most notably the guitar and stylophone. The video that we're watching now shows Brett Domino heading over to Ginger Joe's house to give an interview. Ginger Joe answers a few questions for the video, but it's never explained what the video is. We only get to see a 2-minute clip of the original video, so not much happens that's worth telling you. I had actually watched quite a few Brett Domino videos a while ago. His videos do pretty well most of the time, but Brett had drawn my attention back to the Chris Moyles show, which we looked at earlier. They were both pretty similar. Brett and Chris both were familiar with the Kersal Massive video, and Brett had also been on the BBC a handful of times. But what was he doing on the BBC? Well, as it turns out, he was on the Chris Moyles show. We know that back in 2008, Chris Moyles talked about Kersal Massive on his show. But maybe a few years later in 2011, Chris sent Brett to make a video with one of the Kersal Massive. Brett then chose Ginger Joe to make his video on, and Ginger Joe is Spotted was originally uploaded on the Chris Moyles website. It's a little bit complicated, but it's not impossible. I know for a fact that there used to be videos made for the Chris Moyles show all the time, and Brett had been on the Chris Moyles show a couple of times. As we know, Ginger Joe is Spotted was uploaded on the 27th of June 2011, and after searching through the Chris Moyles archive once more, I discovered that there was an episode aired on that very date. It was quite late when I discovered this, so I thought that the easiest thing to do was to send Brett a message and then I'd come back to it in the morning. My hopes weren't high for a response though. Hi mate, this was something I did for Current TV about 12 years ago. Don't think the channel even exists anymore, so doubt it's available anywhere. Thanks for the info. After doing a little more digging, I discovered that the video was titled 50 Greatest Viral Videos, but like Brett said, Current TV doesn't exist anymore. But there was no need to find that original video. Of course, a lot of the original video is missing, but we don't need it, because Ginger Joe takes us to the shed where it all happened.
Before we left, Ginger Joe took us to see the shed where it all happened. It was a little smaller than I expected.
Ever since I discovered Kersal Massive, it has always been one of my favourite YouTube videos of all time, and I am certain that other people feel the same way about it, because while things started to go silent around 2013, I'd still love to show my favourite videos about Kersal Massive from around that time. Here is a side of YouTube that I will never regret finding.
Got on the bus with me, they save us. Got on the bus with me, they save us. Got on the bus with me, they save us. Smoke the reefer in the corner. Laid low in a ground there.
HSBC, we do them rap. We got the money cause we know how to rap. Yeah, that's the fucking other one and we don't fuck about. Never you make up shit on us, yeah? Pimple, you know that fucking, tell them Joe how the fuck it is, yeah? 11 June we can go and fuck that shit, yeah? Cause we know how to do it. Kersal Massive, you know that. Fuck, Pete, tell them Joe how the fuck it is, yeah?
You gotta love how they had to get Ginger Joe to back them up on that one. And the way they turned the camera away from him before he's even finished speaking. Like, we need some justice for Ginger Joe over here. Now, I couldn't find the original version.
2017. By this time, Kersal Massive was just a memory among all other viral YouTube videos. The video was almost 11 years old, and the kids had their own lives now. People were creating forums and posts on Reddit about the Kersal Massive and what they remembered about that time. Some even discussed where the kids might have been. Some people made jokes, and some people actually knew them. Now, do I think that this story about Ginger Joe peeing on a teacher's car is true? I really have no idea. I also found out that CMAC was now working as a senior clerk and magistrates coordinator. Jordan and Callum seem to be doing very well. Ever since the Kevin Powder video, they had moved on to other things. But in June of 2017, a link was spreading around Kersal Massive forums, Reddit posts, and even the original Kersal video. People were saying that it was linked to the whereabouts of Little Kev. And after clicking on it, I found out that they weren't wrong. Little Kev, rapper, internet star, and criminal. In June of 2017, Little Kev was wanted by the police after attacking someone with a firearm. People always used to joke about the Kersal Massive ending up in prison, but I never thought it would actually happen. And a post by Oxford Mail in 2019 confirms that Little Kev was a prisoner at HMP Bullingdon. And that was it for Little Kev. We now move on to this year, 2020, the same time I began making this video, and the same time I wanted to ask a few questions to people who experienced the extreme amount of Kersal Massive videos being uploaded back in 2006. One of them being Kersal Massive and its creator JPalm, aka Little Trev. I found Jason's Instagram and began talking to him. As I mentioned before, Kersal Massive was just as popular as Kersal Massive, so this interview was really important to me. What inspired you to make the Kersal Massive video? Was it just an idea you had, or was it something different? Everyone was doing videos on the Kersal Massive, so my friend and I thought that we'd do one and call ourselves Kersal Massive. Kersal is a well-known washing machine detergent over here in the UK. We thought of a crap rap and made the video in my kitchen. We used a well-known vacuum cleaner called a Vax because it was orange, stuck some trainers on it, printed a face of Chucky from Rugrats, stuck him on the Hoover and called him Ginger Fro. When was it that people started to watch it and it became a viral video in a way? We got a lot of views and comments and we thought it was the best video at the time, so I decided to make a part 2 and remix the first video with music. Then we went on to make a third video of the outtakes. It's called Kersal Massive vs Kersal Massive, The Lost Scenes. I always thought that all 3 Kersal videos were very clever. Are you still in touch with the friend you made the video with? Yes, Chris. I don't see him but we still talk. That's great to hear. I feel like there's a lot of people involved in the Kersal Massive fan group. There's going to be quite a few Kersal and Kersal Massive fans who watch the documentary. Is there anything you would like to say to them? Yeah, tell him it was great to see so many great comments. It's a shame we couldn't do more videos as it was just a phase and we reached our peak over here in the UK. So thanks so much for everyone's support. It's been a while and still every now and then I check up on the video and read through the comments. Chris and I had a great time recording the video. Take care all, Little Trev, aka JPalm. It's crazy how a small little video uploaded 14 years ago can create so much joy for millions of people. And like Jason said, he and Chris loved making the video and they really appreciate those who watched the video and commented. Make sure you go and watch Kersal Massive and subscribe to JPalm while you're there. And to C-Mac, Little Kev and Ginger Joe, wherever you all are, thank you so much. It really means a lot. This has been the history of Kersal Massive. See you all later. A big thanks to everyone who helped out making this video. It was a long process, but even if you helped out just a little bit, I really appreciate it. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe as I plan on making more videos like this. More credits can be found in the description, as well as a music list containing every song that I used in this video.